Does TikTok come on the iPad?
Yeah, refresh. Scroll to There you go.
There we go. What's up, guys? If you guys are just tuning in, we're getting everything set up on the main screen right now. You can tune in on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Also, we have a podcast that's going to be streaming after too as well. Do this every Friday. This is Big Dru Titan Lifestyle, Titan Medical Center.
All right, here we go. 3 seconds, ready? 3, 2, 1, roll it.
What's up, guys? This is Big Dru. This is Titan Lifestyle. I do this every Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I talk about therapy of the week. My favorite part, question and answers. I always pick out 2 crazy topics that I pick out for you guys. And also what I do is I also talk about Titan events we have coming up. We just added a whole new lineup of bodybuilding shows. We added the Klash shows too, so we'll get into that a little bit later. But first, I just want to give out some shout-outs and see who's tuning in right now. I got my TikTok iPad in front of me. I got my Titan iPad in front of me. I got my personal iPad in front of me. I got 2 iPhones in front of me. I actually have 3 iPhones in front of me. So waiting for everybody to join in right now. We got Maxell on. We got Jenny. We got Chopper Goes. Hector Marquez. Shout out to Hector. DN. D. Chapine. I can't pronounce his name. Sorry, guys. Hashington. R6F107. Brandon O'Connor. Short and Sweet just joined too. Chris, bad with the name. Wolchowitz. Richard Lifts is always on here. Shout out to Richard Lifts, and also Edgar on here too. YG Lee, what's good? How you going? How's the Titan therapies treating you? One of our avid watchers, YG Lee, he tuned in when he was too young, all the way till he hit the right age where he could be with Titan. Now he's with Titan. So shout out to YG Lee as well. Yeah, Short and Sweet was on here a couple weeks ago. I remember her. She was on here a couple weeks ago. I'm not sure if she was the lady that came in. We had someone that also came in as well, did some work over here too. But shout out to everybody. We got Tommy Chase. We got Nugget. We got Holden. We got Joey. We got Michael. We got Alkeem. We got Richard Lifts. Therapies are growing great. Yeah, one of our avid listeners, the people that always tune in, Richard Lifts with a 4. He says his therapies are going great. Richard, what therapies did you get, and how long have you been taking them, and what have you noticed at the bottom? A lot of times we hear people say, I love the way the therapies are working out for me, but we're not sure exactly why they're taking them, and what's making them great? How do you feel? How are you performing, depending on which one you did? R6F107. Let me see if you could scroll up just a second. Screen's jumping around a little bit here, guys, but here we go. R6F10 number 7. It's a hard one. Quick question. I'm recently recovering from baristic sleeve surgery and was wondering what you can do for treatments and also as in supplements that's good and stuff. Don't want to interrupt. Definitely not interrupting. What I do is question and answers during the whole show. So I have a bunch of monitors in front of me with all you guys on here and girls too. So if you guys have questions, hit me with a question. If it pops up, I'll get to it. Even if I'm in the middle of a topic or talking about therapy the week of one of our events, it'll come up on my screen. I'll get to it. So treatments for your baristic sleeve surgery. I would probably recommend BPC. I'm not exactly 100% sure what that type of sleeve surgery is. If you could tell me just a little bit of detail about it. If it's tendon, ligament, muscle related, if anything was torn or anything was repaired, BPC works great for that. Helps repair ligaments and connective tissue. Also, TB500 works well with that too. But again, exactly what was the baristic sleeve surgery? I want to be familiar with that first before I give you any type of things that I recommend, in my opinion only. I'm not a doctor. That will be good for you for their recovery. YG Lee says he definitely feels much better from the enclomiphene twice a week. That's good to hear. If you guys don't know what enclomiphene is, enclomiphene basically will bring your natural test back. Helps with testicular atrophy. Works kind of like HCG. That's what we use here now, enclomiphene. We can still use HCG. It just costs a lot more right now because the compounding pharmacies don't do it anymore. So it costs a lot more, and it's an injection. So enclomiphene is a capsule. You take it as directed. It's usually every other day. Everyone's different. But it's a lot easier to take than HCG, and it'll help you make you feel great. And it will bring up your testosterone levels, even if you're not injecting testosterone that's doctor prescribed. So a lot of times people ask, do you have anything other than testosterone that could boost my levels? And clomiphene will boost your levels. It'll bring your levels up on paper. Not as much as injectable testosterone will be, but it'll definitely help as well. Richard Liff says, started with natural test boosters and HCG. Yeah, I was just talking about HCG. HCG is very strong. It's going to boost your natural test very quickly. It's going to make your sperm super potent. So if you guys are wanting to have a child, it works good. If you're not wanting to have a child, I would definitely stay away from enclomiphene or do what you have to do to make sure you don't get your wife or girlfriend pregnant. But yeah, HCG works great as well. I actually like enclomiphene better. Just because HCG tends to raise your estrogen levels a little bit too high. I'm sensitive to estrogen, and it's easier to take with the capsule. So for me, it's enclomiphene. Richard Liff says he's going to start MK677. That's very good. Bariatric. Okay.
I was wondering about that word.
Yeah, I was wondering bariatric. Yeah, BPC, TB500, all those stuffs help with recovery. Richard Liff says you start with MK677. You're going to love MK. Everyone I know loves MK. Just be careful what you eat. You're going to want to eat everything, literally everything in your cabinet. So just make sure it's quality food in there. Also, too, MK677, like I've said before, if you have trouble because you're overeating, just take it at night before you go to bed. That way you'll be sleeping, so the cravings won't be there as much because obviously you're sleeping. You're not going to be eating in your sleep. And it also helps with recovery as well. So you recover most when you're in sleep. So that also helps as well. Who else is on here?
And BBC is actually made from gastric juices too, so that's funny. That's interesting, you know.
Yeah. Art over here just said that BPC is actually made from gastric juices as well, so definitely will help. We got Polo Ho, we got YG. Who else? YG has a question. Are you familiar with blue light blocking glasses? Do they really help boost sleep quality? I'm not familiar with them, and again, like I tell people all the time, I will not even try to answer a question I don't know the answer to. I don't know anything about blue light blocking glasses, but again, I get real funny where if I don't know information, so as soon as I get home tonight, I'll probably research that just because I like to have questions or answers for you guys, I should say. But I don't know anything about that. Richard said, have you ever tried Carnivore GW? No, I haven't tried any of that. The only thing I've taken, I don't know if you want to put it in the same class, would be MK677. I don't do any RAD 140 or any of those Carnivore or GWs or any of those. I've never taken any of those. I've never had desire to. Everything I take and need is right here at Titan. So
Let's go look around.
let's see what else we got. Good questions. Keep the questions coming. Let me check TikTok real quick. Is AOD that powerful for fat burning? I am on MK677 already. Stephanie Lamore 253, she's asking, is AOD 9604 more powerful for fat burning? AOD 9604 is definitely more powerful for fat burning than MK677. MK677 and AOD 964, for me, if I would be taking them at the same time, I'd be going two different avenues. The MK677 is going to make me eat a lot. It's going to make me hold a little bit of water. It's going to make me gain good, lean muscle tissue. It's going to make me strong, make me gain a little bit of weight. AOD 9604, it's going to speed up my metabolism. It's going to burn the fat off my body, and it's going to make me, leaner and drop a little bit of weight. So again, I haven't had experience taking those two at the same time. I don't see any reason why you couldn't take those at the same time. But again, if you're someone who's naturally lean and you naturally aren't, you don't have a lot of water weight, you don't have a lot of body fat, you could probably get away with it. If you're someone that is naturally has a high body fat or has a lot of water on your body or doesn't have a lot of muscle, I would stay away from the MK677 and just go with the AOD 9604. Just because MK677, you can hold a little water. But again, if your diet's not 100% perfect and you're prone to gain weight, I would just go with the AOD 9604 if you want to get shredded and lose the weight, and if you want to bulk up and, if you can stay lean, MK677. Mike, what's that?
You want to get on we'll knock out these TikTok much from the top?
Yeah. What do you offer at this business? Titan Medical Center. We're telemedicine. We service all 50 states. We have general wellness. We have hormone replacement therapy. We have injectable aminos. We have stuff for your hair, skin, nails. We have stuff for your anybody having erectile dysfunction stuff. For men, we have libido enhancers. For women, we have medical weight loss, prescribed medical weight loss, prescribed medical wellness. So anything that help you feel better, look better, perform better. Obviously, testosterone replacement therapy, or HRT. We can get your testosterone where it needs to be, whether you're a woman or a man. We can get you feeling better. Even if your testosterone is in a good range, your levels might be off. So whenever someone asks, what do we do here at Titan Medical? First thing is your blood work. Once your blood work comes back, our medical provider will call you. They'll go over your blood work with you, tell you whatever's low, whatever's high, whatever, in the markers, warnings or not, make recommendations to get you to optimal levels. So if your testosterone is, say, 200, you need to be at an 800. Our medical providers and doctors will do what they have to do to prescribe you the right amount to get you to optimal levels. So we just get everybody feeling better, looking better, and performing better. Medical weight loss, and it's probably one of our main ones, especially now with Aries, which is semi-glutide and terzepeptide. Everyone wants to lose weight now, so that's booming right now. You can call anytime, 727-389-3220, or you could text the line. And again, too, if you guys if you want information frequently, when you call that number, just let the medical provider or whoever calls or speaks to you on the phone, just let them know, look, I need to get signed up for the newsletter. They can send you a code. We can get you signed up for the newsletter. So that way you get emails of all the deals we have, all the events coming up, new therapies of the week, different specials and stuff like that, too. So we service all 50 states, too. So there's no excuse if you're in the country. Fastest way to naturally heal a torn rotator cuff. He's saying fastest way to naturally, so I'm assuming you wouldn't want to take any BPC or anything like that. Fastest way to naturally tear anything is just to let it heal. Let it heal, don't aggravate it. It's kind of like, a scab. If you have a scab on your leg and you pick it every day, it's not going to heal. You just kind of let it sit there and wait for it to heal. So fastest way naturally will be no activity on whatever it is that's torn. Because if it's torn, if it's a rotator cuff, it just literally needs time. But again, if you don't want to go that route, if you want to speed up the process, BPC 157, TBT 500 will definitely help. What that does is it repairs the connective and ligaments, repairs the tissue and ligaments, and actually fixes the problem rather than just numb it up. So, yeah, fastest way to heal anything naturally is just rest. Rest, water. Make sure you're eating, obviously. You don't want to cramp if you have anything torn because that'll cause more pain. But, yeah. Jimmy Dean, my boy Jimmy Dean. This man's like a chef. I'm always looking at his page. You guys know me. I eat so clean. He's got ribs, all kinds of stuff on his page. He said, let's talk chicken wings. What's your favorite color? I don't know. Favorite flavor. Oh, okay. I was wondering why. I read it too fast. Favorite flavor? I don't know. I'm a plain guy. I don't like anything spicy. I don't like anything too salty. So probably just plain, maybe like a mesquite or smoked out flavor, but I don't do wings. I don't do meat with bones on it at all. So I haven't had wings in probably ever. Is AOD 9604 that? Oh, okay. All right. You already answered Stephanie's questions.
It's a good question.
Actually, you know what? This is a good question. Who is this? Ender? He says, does masturbating every day decrease testosterone? There was actually a very good YouTube video. I don't like to give shout outs like that, but there's actually a very good video YouTube out right now. You could actually research that and look into that. Some studies say it increases, some say it decreases. So I don't know specifically. I've never actually researched this. I mean, there's so many different ones that say yes and some of them with different ones that say no. But again, the only way to be able to tell is to actually do it and then get your blood work tested. So in other words, it's a crazy experiment. But if you wanted to do that, you could do that every day for a week, get your blood work done, and then don't do it for 4 weeks and get your blood work done, or 3 weeks, and see if it makes a difference. That's the only sure way to tell if it's patient or person specific as opposed if that's going to work. Because you think that if you're losing testosterone every time, that it's going to go down. But then again, who knows? So one way to tell is to get your blood work done, just like everything else. Enclomiphene citrate, yes. Johnny's asking about enclomiphene citrate. He has a question mark. I don't know if he's asking if that's what I was just talking about or if he's asking what it is. Basically, enclomiphene, just like HCG, bring your natural levels back, less estrogen, and no injections. Sasquatch is saying, how do I feel about creatine? I love creatine. I'm actually not taking any right now. I cycle on and off. You can take it all year round. The only reason I stopped because I was getting a little bit too watery. But yeah, I'm a huge creatine person. It's dose dependent. I've seen studies where people have taken 20 grams a day for 3 months, and I've seen other studies where people take 10 grams or for 4 months, and there's also been people that have taken 10 grams every day for 10, 15 years and had no problem. So I'm very big on creatine. There's a reason why creatine is still sold in the stores and people still use it, because it works. A lot of these weight loss gimmicks and pills, they come out, they print it all over the magazines or the websites and this and that. They blast it up, put some pictures of some girl that's shredded with abs and some guy, and then 2 months, 3 months, or the next year, no one's using it. Creatine has been used and has been effective, not just in bodybuilding or physique sports. It's very, very good, men and women too. I'm a huge creatine guy.
That's cool. All right.
New follower, what's good? What's your current cycle? Someone says, what's your current cycle? My current cycle is just basically HRT. That's pretty much it.
Doctor monitor?
Yeah, doctor prescribed HRT, testosterone cypionate, anastrozole, which is an estrogen, controls my estrogen, along with tamoxifen, which is Novadex for people that don't know the difference, but the same thing. And that's pretty much it. 61 years old, possible I can rebuild my arms and chest. Yes, it's never too late. Unless you've had serious injuries or serious muscle tears or, major ligament or something going on, you could definitely build your chest even at 61, even at 71. As long as you're eating right, training right, and doing the right things and getting rest, you can definitely grow. I feel that you can put on muscle to the day you die. So as long as you're doing it the right way. Now, you may not add inches and like you would when you're younger, but again, 61 years old, I could show you pictures of guys that are 61 that make guys in their 30s look terrible. So Google 61 years old bodybuilders, and that'll give you some motivation. You'll definitely know you can build up.
I don't know why people think that you get like sterile if you're on testosterone replacement therapy.
Yeah.
It helps,
Yeah. Michael Horton says, in high school, got up to a 5... That's nuts. Michael Horton says, in high school, got up to a 560 bench and a 300 curl. Now I've noticed some changes. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty crazy. That's about my max bench too, the heaviest I've done. So that's crazy. In high school, that's nuts. I believe that's close to a national record, because the national record is, I think it was a guy from Florida might have it. Can you maintain good LH FSH while on testosterone, wanting to stay on but also want to have kids? Yes, you can. If it's done the right way, if it's doctor prescribed, if it's done through, places like here at Titan Medical Center, you can definitely make sure everything is good. When you Google or research stuff, you talk to guys at the gym or people that are abusing testosterone. What I mean by abusing, they're taking way more than they should. Those guys take way more for their should without any help, without any blood work for years and years and years. Then those are the people that have a hard time having kids. One of the top bodybuilder in the top bodybuilder in the whole world that won the Olympia this year just had a kid. So I mean, it's not just about if you take this, you can't have kids. If you do it the right way, get your blood work done, monitor the process the whole time while you're on testosterone, it's not going to affect you at all. And again, HCG also helps with that too. So if you feel HCG or enclomiphene, if you feel like your sperm isn't as strong as it should be, any type of testicular atrophy with your actual testicles are shrinking, HCG and clomiphene will help a lot with that. Early Bird says the Arimidex cause heart issues. Early Bird, Arimidex, in other words, it would be anastrozole. Anastrozole is the active ingredient, which is also known as Arimidex. In the bodybuilding community, people call it Arimidex. If you go to the pharmacy and they prescribe you, it's going to be anastrozole. So anastrozole, I haven't heard of it causing any heart issues. And once again, if it's abused, it might. So if you Google search, like everyone does, they just, like I did for many years, they Google search everything. If you Google search, does it cause heart issues? You may see people that have had heart issues on it, but again, they probably abused it, taken way more than they should for way longer than they should. And another thing is when you look at, a lot of times people take Arimidex or anastrozole while they're taking illegal substances. So if you're taking that while you're taking illegal substances that are harmful to you, and those illegal substances are the ones that are causing the heart issues, then it's kind of goes hand in hand with every single time someone's blasting Arimidex, they're having heart issues. Now, you don't see people having heart issues that are on HRT taking it as they should. So again, and monitored too. So again, a lot of times, all the research you hear, I mean, if you look at the side effects of vitamin C, Everyone, when you get a minute, just Google vitamin C side effects. It's going to be this long. You're going to see seizures, rashes, headaches. You're going to see off of vitamin C. So that just means someone out there had that happen to them, so now it has to be documented. So yeah, if everything is monitored the correct way, you're not going to have any heart issues. You're going to be able to have kids. You're going to look good. You're going to feel good. You're not going to have to worry about crashing or all of a sudden one day feeling bad. Here at Titan Medical Center, we're trying to help you look good, feel good, and perform good, and have your blood work be good and go on the rise. So people are here at Titan Medical. If their blood work when we came in was terrible, now, whether it's a year, 2, 3 later, their blood work's better. And then next year, it's even going to be better. So it's not just about getting you optimal, it's keeping you optimal. A lot of places will get you good, get your blood work done. Hey, look, we got you where you need to be, and they get rid of you. We want to keep you optimal. I saw another question up there. They keep coming up. Big question, what do you think of the carnivore diet to amass solid... To add solid muscle mass. Depends who you are. If you can stomach the amount of food you have to stomach with carnivore. But again, I'm a big guy. I'm a big believer in carbs when you try to put on muscle mass. If you're eating the right carbs at the right times. But you could do it. The only way I would see someone putting on solid muscle mass on only a carnivore diet is if the person was naturally a really heavy or obese person. So if you were 300 pounds in high school, overweight guy, didn't play any sports, you've always been big your whole life, that might work for you because your body's used to having that much weight on it. But if you're someone who's already lean like myself, and you have mass but it's lean, if I were to do carnivore diet, I would actually lose a little bit of weight. I'll shred up a little bit more, but I wouldn't be able to put on weight like that. Good oatmeal, good carbs, good potatoes at the right time, you'd be good to go. Your live is much clearer and louder on TikTok. Shout out to TikTok. Okay, let me see. Jimmy Dean, another question on here. With your size 6'3", 300, have you ever had blood sugar problems? Mine's is going up and down. I haven't had blood sugar problems. I've had my blood pressure was raised a couple times when I got my blood work done, but it's because I had coffee or I ate or this and that. Every time I do it the right way, I don't have any stims for 24 to 48 hours. I come in fasted. I get a good night's rest. It's been good. But no, I haven't had any blood sugar problems. I eat pretty clean pretty much all the time. I mean, I may have a Hershey bar with almonds. That's like my thing. I may have one of those. But other than that, I pretty much eat clean. My sodium's real low. I barely have any salt on any of my food. It's just a little pink salt before I work out. But yeah. Michael Horton says right now he's getting radio abrasive therapy done from a bad car wreck. Sorry to hear that. We have another guy on here says Omaha, Jersey says he's getting heart problems with pro hormones. Thank you for letting us know. It sucks you're having heart problems, but I'm glad you brought this up because a lot of times people hear about Titan Medical, they hear about what we do. They're like, oh, I'm scared of injections. I'm scared of this. Is it safe? Obviously, it's safe because you're going through a doctor. It's monitored. Now, this is something. You can get pro hormones over the counter. You can buy them legally on a website or some of these supplement stores have them. So just because you can go to the store and buy it legally doesn't necessarily mean that it's healthy. We have a guy on here right now says he's having heart problems because he's taking pro hormones. Pro hormones that he could probably buy at a website or walk into a store and buy over the counter. So people think, oh yeah, as long as I could buy it at the store, it's safe and I could take it. Not necessarily true. But yeah, Omaha, Jersey, give us a call over here at Titan Medical Center, 727-389-3220. I'm not sure when you got your blood work done last, but let's get your blood work done and see where you're at, and we could definitely help you get back, get right, and get your levels, everything good. Yeah, but again, just because you guys can buy something over the counter doesn't mean it's safe. I mean, you can go to the liquor store and buy 3 gallons of vodka and drink that, and you might die. So, I mean, it doesn't matter. Is honey a good pre-workout? Yes, it is. Yeah. Honey is a good pre-workout, and it's also a good intra-workout. If you guys like to work out fasted, or if you're working out and, I know a lot of ladies, they work out fasted. If you're in between your workout and halfway through you start feeling dizzy or you just feel like off, that's basically your engine light coming on in your car telling you it needs something. So for me, especially if I lose a pump or something like that, I keep honey in my gym bag. As soon as I feel a little bit like need a little boost or a little pump or my sugar, I just feel a little off, I'll just squirt some honey in my mouth during my workout. And once I swallow it, about 5 minutes better, it brings me back. But it's also good before you work out too, because it's good sugar and good carbs. And it's thin too. When you have honey, you could have a couple tablespoons. It's not a lot of volume in your stomach, as opposed to 2 cups of rice. It's a lot in your stomach before you work out. So I'm a big proponent of honey, banana, eggs before you work out. Let's hit a topic. Let's see. First topic: how to cook healthier at home. Not so much how to cook healthier at home, but how cooking at home compares to dining out and when it comes to nutrition and cost. I've been saying this for years. I get into a bad habit of eating out a lot. I haven't recently in a while, but I get into habits where I'll eat out, or I'll get into habits of eating the same thing. And especially now, everybody wants convenience. Everybody wants, Uber Eats or this or Amazon. Everything is just so convenient now, where it's becoming convenient. But then again, the only way you're really going to know what's going into your body is unless you're putting it in your body. Even if you get vegetables, the only way you're really going to know that those vegetables aren't harmed or aren't messed with unless they're tested organic or unless you grew them. So I recommend, if you want to be healthy and save money, even though it's a pain, just cook your own food. When you go to a restaurant, if you get a steak, say if you get a steak and mashed potatoes, it may be 700 calories. If you cook that same meal at home, now we're talking 350 calories. And it may have loaded sodium. If you cook it at home, so not only is it cheaper, it's about half the crap in calories and sodium that it would be as if you went out to eat. But then again, and not only that, you go out to eat, you got to spend your own gas to get there, you got to Uber to get there, you got to leave a tip, you got to spend money, you got to pay for everything, even water. So my experience over the years, it doesn't matter what you do. Even back in the day when I used to eat McDonald's, try to get a whole bunch of calories, it would have still been cheaper to make my food back then. Even when cheeseburgers was $2 or $3 at McDonald's, when I used to eat those literally all day long, just calories. But it's definitely a lot easier to do it on your own. Let me see if I can pull this up here and tell you guys about this real quick. Yeah, exactly. Right now, like an American Club sandwich at Subway, it gives you 530 calories and 10 grams of saturated fat. That's just a typical Subway. Now, if you make it at home, we're talking only 280 calories and half of the fat. So you get half the calories and half the fat if you make it at home. That's just one place for a sub. So places that use crappy oils, when they use canola oil and vegetable oil, you don't know what kind of oils they're using. And not a lot of people ask, hey, what kind of oil do you use? So when these companies are ordering, they just order bulk of the cheapest, easiest oils. And not only that, too, a lot of places put additives in their stuff to stretch it out. Like in other words, they may add an enhancement to the potatoes or an enhancement to the rice or enhancement to something to fluff it up. When you buy it on your own, you know it's quality. Other countries, when you look at countries where the people are in the best shape, whether it's their hair, skin, nails, body fat percentage, everything, they're countries where people are actually cooking their own food. If you go to the countries where everything is convenient and easy, like the United States right here, we're the fattest country in the world for a reason, because everything is convenient, everything is tainted, the candy's tainted, the fruit's tainted, everything. So it's cheaper to make it on your own, and it's healthier to make it on your own. So you got to get out of that laziness. I'm the same way. If I see a meal that's, say if it's $30, if I just buy it real quick, or I can make it at home for $12, I'm like, I don't feel like making it at home, so I'll pay $30. But then again, every time I go someplace, I have to tell them, what kind of oil do you use? No salt. They bring it to me. I'm like, this has seasoning. It's a pain. You never know what they're doing behind closed doors. So if you want to keep it safe, you want to keep it cheap, just make it on your own. Anybody out there that can prove me wrong to say of a restaurant that has, because there's plenty of places that will have cheaper food, where it's cheaper to actually buy it than cook it, but that's usually the food that's 10 times as bad for you. So rather than spend your money going out and buying bottles and buying all this crazy stuff, you can just buy some quality food. Comments, Joey Bings, is there a peptide to stack with enclomiphene for natural testosterone sperm motility? I wouldn't necessarily say a peptide you could stack with it, but I would just go with actual testosterone if you're taking enclomiphene. But enclomiphene will probably raise your testosterone to a level that natural testosterone boosters or something you did natural will even more so. So I don't really see something you could stack with enclomiphene for a more natural testosterone, because enclomiphene is going to bring up your natural test on its own. So the only thing I would recommend is actual testosterone. Like actual, if you qualify, if your blood work is low, if your testosterone is low, you could combine testosterone cypionate if you qualify, or if you prescribe that with the enclomiphene. Strength Addicts, Big Dru, what's up? Raul, Russell, and Titan Crew, what's going on? Please, no one get your blood work while doing. Talk about a comment we had earlier. Yeah. R6F107 says, does that kind of tie into no sex the night before the game? Not really, because your blood work, your testosterone is going to be the same regardless. I think when people don't have sex before they play a sport or a game, it's because it actually drains them. I mean, it's making you more tired. So why would you want to tire yourself out and then have to use, more energy again? But I've never heard of that. I've never heard of, whether it's here at Titan or anywhere else, I've never heard of anybody say refrain from sex before you get your blood work done, or refrain from masturbation or any type of loss of sperm before you get it done. So, and that would be new to me, but I don't think it's going to make a difference. Mike Tag 25 recently tore a bicep tendon. How soon after surgery can I take BPC 157 and TB 500? That's a good combination, and it's good that you're taking it after your surgery. Again, I'm not a doctor. Everyone's surgeries or everyone's injuries are different. So I'll contact your doctor or whoever looked at that torn bicep, and let them tell you when you could start taking anything for recovery, because every tear is different. It's not. I mean, it could be a serious tear, it could be a slight tear, but everything's different. But once your medical provider or doctor tells you can, it will definitely help speed up the process. Like, definitely help. Seth Jordan said creatine is also in red meats. Yeah, I'm a huge red meat guy. It's basically all I eat for protein is red meat and eggs. Yeah, red meat has a lot of good zinc, a lot of good creatine too. So if you guys are looking to get creatine outside of buying it, red meat's the way to go. I wish we could get creatine here at Titan Medical. I was actually seeing if there's somehow we could get it into an injectable form, which would be crazy. But yeah, if we ever do, I'll be the first guinea pig to let you guys know how it works. I don't even know if it's possible, but that would be great. We got Brady Chases on TikTok. He says, I'm 18 years old, 160 pounds, 5'9", wanting to get even bigger. What would you advise? Would you advise going on tests? I've heard mixed things. At 18 years old, I definitely wouldn't advise you to go on any type of testosterone. You're about half the age that I would to be on testosterone. And then, too, if you're 18 years old, your testosterone at that age should be high anyways. Your recovery is going to be high. You should be able to pack on weight pretty good at that age. So I wouldn't recommend any type of therapies. I wouldn't recommend any type of supplementation outside of creatine and glutamine and food and water at that age. You got plenty of time to grow. You don't want to jump on anything now and then have to be, dependent on it. And, I wish I'd go back when I was 18. 18 and 5'9", 160, good weight, good size already. Just pound the creatine, pound the water, pound the food, get plenty of rest. Stay away from BS foods. You'll be good to go. Hang out with big guys too. I always hear that's one of the main things I did when I was younger and I started working out. I mean, I was a pretty big guy. It was hard for me to find bigger guys in my area. But if you work out with people that are bigger and stronger than you, it's going to push you. The same reason why you want to hang out with people that have more money so you can make more money. Hang out with people that are bigger and stronger. I'm telling you, it's going to push you. It's going to drive you. You're going to see them. And it's just going to give you that drive.
Real quick on this one, you wrote a while back, do you guys ship?
Eddie Hunt asking if we ship. Yes, we ship. We ship all 50 states except for Idaho. But if you're in Idaho and you have an address where we can ship it to in a neighboring state, that's fine. We can do that too. That's completely legal. But yes, we do ship. Glycerol liquid, worth it. I've never really had experience with it, so I can't really say. I can't really speak on that. I don't have any experience with it. Jimmy Dean says Mrs. Dash. Yes, Mrs. Dash is great. Low sodium seasoning, so we're on here talking about food today a lot. If you guys are looking to save some money and know what you're putting in your mouth, instead of going to restaurants, get some Mrs. Dash. Sodium, it's sodium free, salt free. It's basically just dried, chopped up vegetables in a seasoning form. Also, G. Hughes barbecue sauce, sugar free. It's like free everything, low fat, low carbs, all that stuff. If you get that combined with Mrs. Dash, you'll have no excuses. Get every flavor and put it on everything.
Shout out to this guy for sharing the live. That's pretty cool.
Shout out to Colombian Gringo. Colombia Gringo Love shared the live. Thank you, thank you.
Oh boy. He's about to get up at it. This guy right here.
Ricky Bobby, I like the name. Ricky Bobby says, doctor has me on 200 milligrams of Cypionate a week at 51 years old. Should I be on an AI? Everyone's different. I would ask your doctor about it. Ask him if he'd be on an AI. And again, blood work never lies. So just get your blood work done. If your estrogen is high, then you might need an AI. But then again, I'm not going to advise it. I'm not a doctor. Everyone's different. I'm prescribed the AI with my testosterone. I know a lot of other people that are as well. There are some people that probably aren't. So again, just get your blood work, redo your blood work on your 200 mgs that you're currently taking. See where your blood work's at. A lot of times people get their blood work, it's low. Their doctor prescribes them testosterone, Cypionate. And then once they start the Cypionate, they get the blood work done again. They're where they're going to be at, but then they don't ever get it done again. They just get it to the level and they make sure where they're at. Get your blood work done again, 6 months, a year, 3 months, even if you've gotten it done 2 or 3 times, because it could jump. You never know where it's going to be. So get your blood work done. If your estrogen's high, you might need an AI. Carlos Rios, testosterone Cypionate, the best. I'm not sure if I would say testosterone Cypionate is the best. And what we're talking about here is doctor prescribed testosterone, like through a medical provider, doctor prescribed. Testosterone Cypionate is I'd probably say the most popular or most prescribed one. It usually comes in 200 milligrams per ml, so it's easier to dose. So say if someone's taking 200 milligrams a week, they would only have to do half of an ml or half of a cc twice a week. Testosterone Propionate is another one that we do offer. That's a faster acting testosterone that you would have to inject every other day. So sometimes people like it because your blood levels will spike quicker and stay there. But then again, you have to inject yourself every other day. Some people don't want to do that. So I would recommend, for me, just in my personal opinion, testosterone Cypionate. It's a higher milligram per ml, and it's just easier to keep your blood levels stable, and it's less injections.
And of course, listen to your medical provider as well.
Yeah, always go with what your medical provider says too. Not everyone needs testosterone too. Don't hear this from me and say, okay, let me go grab some testosterone and do it this way. First thing is the blood work. First thing is the blood work for everything. Carlos Reyes, you're welcome.
Very cool.
Do peptides affect female fertility? I am not sure, but it'd be depending on what peptide you're taking. Good question. Oh, here we go. Shauna's on here. I know Shauna got some questions. Okay. Lil God 11671 says, how will these peptides and different services that you offer affect a person in long term? It's going to actually help you in the long term, depending on what you get. Say, for instance, if you have an elbow injury and you get some CJC and some TB500, and then during the course of you getting that, you also get your blood work done, and your testosterone is low. So now you have an elbow injury and your testosterone is low. What we'll do for long term, how we're going to correct that for long term, the TB500 and the CJC, or the CJC 1295, or the BPC 157, whatever you take is going to repair the connective tissue and ligaments to fix the injury. So long term for your injury will be, it corrects it, it fixes it. You don't have that pain anymore. Long term for your testosterone is, now you're looking and feeling better. You're not being drugged down, feeling worse every year. Usually once a guy hits 30, 35, his testosterone starts going down, down, down. So he starts getting tired more often. His libido goes away. He's not as hungry. Long-term effects of our testosterone treatments is going to have you feeling good, eating good, performing well, and have better elbows or other injuries. So we can help you along the way. Can you talk about MK677 compared with CJC and IPA? MK677 is just going to be stronger in terms of mass building. It's going to raise your IGF more than those other two. It's going to make you eat a lot more. I don't notice any hunger increase with CJC. But with MK677, I get really hungry. I gain usually about 10 pounds quickly. I could sleep better on it. But again, you just have to be careful what you eat. Shauna says, bro, I'm picking up a steak. Yeah. Steak always.
We're all coming to you.
You're coming to my home kitchen. Peptide testosterone replacement can decrease sperm. Yeah. Peptide. We don't do that here. I don't take any Peptide. I don't know anything about it, so I can't speak on it. BPC immediately upon injury and post surgery. Yes. Brady asking about Petersburg. Yeah.
Very cool. You're welcome, dude.
Deanne Shakin said, thank you for the advice. Good question. Let me check TikTok real quick to see if there's anything on here.
They're asking about BPC 157 again. Let me check the other stuff. Facebook. All right, we good. I think we're caught up on that. Oh, you want to get to the last topic here?
Yeah, last topic is let's talk about gym etiquette. Gym etiquette. What is it? Basically, just knowing what to expect and knowing how to act when you go into a gym. All gyms are different, so I guess there's different levels. You have hardcore powerlifter bodybuilding gyms where it's not pretty. You got people yelling. We're not there to set up tripods. We're not there to, talk and all that. You have commercial gyms like, Crunch, LA Fitness, EOS. I'm not sure what area of country you guys are in, but big commercial gyms. And then you have smaller studio type gyms. Basically, the reason why I brought this topic up is yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday, I finished doing legs. I'm doing adductors, and adductors, in and out. And I had two guys like, hey, how many sets you have left? I said, I just started. Okay, no problem. I'm just getting started. They literally sat there and just watched me do probably 10 sets because I was doing 5 back and forth. Probably 10 sets. They sat there for 45 minutes, just literally just staring at me do the whole set the whole time. So me, I would look at them. You ever see someone's looking at you and you kind of look at them like, hey, stop looking at me? So I did it a couple times and they just gave me the friendly head nod and I'm like, man, I got to talk about this. Listen, when you're in the gym and you want a machine, you walk up to the machine, it's kind of two people the same. Are you using this? If they say yes, only thing I do is how many sets you got left. If they say I just started, just walk off and do something else and come back to it. If they say it's my last one, okay, walk off, linger around, keep it in the corner of your eye, and just monitor them. But don't just ask someone, hey, are you using this? Yeah, I'm just starting. Okay, and then just sit there like this. And then just you're staring at me like fish in a fishbowl, and I'm trying to work out. You're literally just staring at me. I'm like, this is crazy. So that's one thing. Another thing, too, is people that are new to the gym, because I see it now because New Year's Eve, everyone has their resolution. You have all these brand new people with a brand new water bottle and towel walking around the gym acting like they're doing something. But shout outs to them for going. All these new people in the gym that they see people like me or see people that, have been in there a while or whatever, people that have muscle or women that are really in shape, and they get intimidated and they're afraid to do certain exercises around them and they're afraid to ask questions. People like myself, I encourage people to ask questions. I would much rather have a girl or a guy come up to me and say, hey, am I doing this right? And, not while I'm in the middle of a set. If I'm in between, they come, hey, can you show me how to do this? Hey, can you spot me? If they're new to the gym, you may be spotting them for the first time on that exercise. So whatever you tell them is going to stick. I remember the first time I squatted, the guy teaching me, it was it stuck. So don't be afraid to ask people how to work out. Ask people how many sets they have left. If they have more than one, walk away. Don't just sit there. And guys, if you see a woman in a machine where she's bent over or her legs are going out or in, or she's doing hypers or she's bending over, don't linger around. Just be that gym creep that's just sitting there or recording. Because I've seen lately, the thing I see now is if a girl's over there doing, stiff leg deadlifts or something like that, you'll have a guy go in front of her and grab a machine and set up his phone, pretend like he's recording himself, but he's really recording the girl. So you got to watch out for that too. Everyone has tripods, everyone's recording. It's just crazy, crazy. Wipe your machines down, put your plates back. Doesn't matter how tired you are. Some of the women I see in the gym, smaller women, it takes a lot for them to take those 45-pound plates off. So if I'm on the leg press and I have 20, 45-pound plates on there, and I just get off and walk away, now a girl's looking around and she's like, I need 45s. Now she literally has to pull off all those plates, and she's doing like an arm workout just by pulling off plates. So, I mean, put your plates back, wipe down your machines, be courteous, give people their space. Don't be afraid to spot someone. If you see someone doing something wrong where they're going to get injured, go up to them and say, hey, you need a spot, or just let people know, because you don't want to see people get injured in the gym. You want people to be comfortable in the gym too. You don't want to go to the gym and just, I mean, I can't stand when people just stare at me like that. Like, I felt like, I don't know, it was weird. I feel like I was on a national spotlight or something. And the thing is, they weren't shy. They're just sitting there watching me. Okay, how do you do that? Like, kind of crazy. Any questions or any insight on this? Don't sit on a machine if you're not using it. Yes, Derek Dickerson said, yeah. In other words, see, I'll sit on a machine if I'm using it. Like, in other words, I time myself in between my sets. So say if I'm sitting, say if I'm doing like an incline press machine. As soon as I drop the weight, I look at my phone and may say, 133. I say, okay, I got till 135. I'll time myself. So if you're doing that, that's fine. But don't get caught up. Sit on a machine and you're posting something, taking time to edit it and all that while you're sitting on a machine. Just be mindful. Look around. Now, if no one's around you, I'm not going to say don't sit down. You're an adult. You could sit where you want to sit. But just be a little bit more aware of who's around you, who's watching, who's waiting, and all that stuff. Yes, Dinga Fit says the most experienced are the most courteous at the gym. Very true. Very, very true. The older I get, the more patience I have talking with someone. I like when I see someone's fresh to the gym, like it's their first time working out, so I can kind of like let them know. Don't be afraid to spot people too, especially on the bench. Guys like to, I used to do the same thing when I was younger. Guys like to load up the bench when it's the most busy time with no spot. I did the same thing. I used to go to LA Fitness and Brand. I used to put 500 on the bench and just wait for everybody to be, I used to be eating my McDonald's, cocky and whatever. I used to pull it off and with no spot, just start doing it just so everyone could see me. Now, God forbid I never popped anything while I was doing that, but that's the worst thing you could have is when you're in compromising lifts, like a squat, the weight's coming down, it could crush you. The bench, a weight's coming down, it could crush you. It's a little bit different on a deadlift because you can kind of let go and bail out, but be careful and don't be afraid to spot people or tell people, hey, look, you're doing it wrong. You're going to kill yourself. Let me help you. It's very, very, very important.
I used to have buddies that were like, well, we're doing leg day today, and they go in there like they see you got bench it. They're like, man, we can bench more than them, and then they'll go over there and bench and mess up their.
I did the same thing.
Yeah.
I did the same thing, man. I used to eat McDonald's walking into the gym just to prove I can. I don't need to eat healthy. And I used to do the same thing. It would be like, just like Art said, it would be like a shoulder day. But I see guys on the bench, and I'm like, okay. I may just mess with someone's head and see 405 on the bench and be like, hey, can I jump in and do that just a couple times just to say I could do it? I would never do that now. It's an injury waiting to happen. It's not going to prove anything. It's ego lifting. But yeah, crazy. Any other stories? Any other concepts about this? About the
Good stuff. We got one.
calcium? Got a lot of TikTok on here.
If on blasting a cruising cycle, how would I? Okay.
Iron Wolf NYC. If I'm on a blasting a cruising cycle, how long would you use HCG for? Again, I posted a quick clip about this. For people that don't know what a cycle is, basically it means he's taking a mixture of a couple different things for a set period of time to get to a certain goal. So he says he's blasting a cruising cycle. How long would you use HCG? That's all dependent on your blood work and why you're using the HCG. I would get your blood work done before you start that cycle, while you're taking the cycle on your HCG. Because you might not even need the HCG, depending on what you're using it for. Sometimes HCG can be an overkill. HCG raises your testosterone, so if you're already taking testosterone that's way over what a doctor would give you, and then on top of that you throw HCG, now your testosterone's really high. Your natural's really high. Your non-natural is really high. And your estrogen is through the roof. So again, ask your doctor, get your blood work done. Because every patient's different. Everyone's different. And you don't necessarily need HCG. You don't necessarily need enclomiphene or other things too.
I mean, yeah, your levels, they're just, you know how they do when they blast those cycles.
Yeah. Dan King says, yes, I feel that. Don't keep looking at me. Yeah, it's like when they're staring at you, it's like, man, like, yeah. Shout out to Destiny's on here too. Shout out to Thea Golden, Big Jim, Dempsey, Dixon, Bobby Rick. Shout out to Nicole's on here.
We got a 5-minute. Thanks for. We got a lot of new followers today. Actually.
A lot of new followers. Shout out to Care Bear. Shout out to Ripper 2051. Shout out to Douglas O'Day, John Paul, Muffy, Monica. A lot of people jumping on right now.
Hit that follow button. What's that?
Hit the follow button. Make sure you guys also check out the YouTube channel. Hit the bell. Make sure you notify the videos like this. Subscribe as well. Podcasts. We got everything. Iron Wolf, you're welcome. Any other questions? Just shoot me the questions, and as I'm talking about this stuff, I'll get to it. I'm gonna jump into these. First off, before I get into these events, Festivals of Speed this weekend, January 21st, this weekend, which is Sunday, at Vinoy Park in St. Pete. Festivals of Speed's always a great time. McLarens, Bugattis, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Hellcats. It's gonna be a crazy time with hundreds, maybe thousands of cars out at the park. Family event, come through. Come by the Titan booth. We'll have the cars out there. We'll rev up the cars. We know you guys like to hear the Lambo and the Hellcat and all that stuff. So we'll rev up the cars so you guys can hear them. And I have right here tickets. I got 3 tickets. You guys need tickets, 100% free. Just come to the office. 912 Channelside Drive. If you guys need tickets, 100% free. These are 100% free. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to sign up for anything. All you got to do is just come down and get the tickets. Now, if you choose to give Titan a shout out, you can. But they're 100% free. So come down and get these tickets. I have 3 right here. I don't know if I have more. We have more than this 3, Art?
Yeah, we got a couple more.
We got more. These are just the 3 that I have right here just to show you guys. So, yeah, come by the office. Free Festival of Speed. It's going to be this weekend. It's going to be Sunday, St. Pete. It's going to be a good time. After that, what we have, the Healthy Family Affair. That's at the Waterworks in Tampa. That's going to be February 10th. Healthy Family Fair at Waterworks. Good event. So come down. I believe it's downtown.
Yep.
Yeah, downtown at Tampa Waterworks. So if you want to come down, it'll be a good day. Come by, check out the water, bring the kids. Downtown area so you can kind of walk around, see the area and stuff like that too. After that, February 29th, we will be at the Arnold this year. Titan will be at the Arnold. So we'll be there. I'll let you guys know exactly what we'll be doing. There's no booth, but Titan will be there. So you can imagine the Titan crew will be out there. I'll let you guys know what we're doing in terms of where we'll be, how you can come see us, different stuff that we have going on, what gyms we might be at, where we're going to be doing content, all that stuff. So I'm very excited about this. Columbus, Ohio, February 29th to March 3rd, 2024. Sounds funny saying February 29th. This is leap year this year. So if people are like 29, this is the year. Every 4 years we get February 29th. So February 29th, the Arnold, can't wait for it, Columbus, Ohio. After that, March 30th, we're starting out our Klash series. This year we're lucky enough to be sponsoring the Klash series. We have like 4 or 5 Klash events. First one's going to be the Klash series Orlando. It's March 30th. It's a national qualifier. It's open nationwide. Bikini and Masters Bikini as well. So these Klash shows are big time bikini shows. Ladies, if you compete in bikini, you definitely want to do a Klash show. It's like one of the biggest bikini generated shows out. So that's going to be March 30th in Orlando. The next Klash series is going to be April 27th, also in Orlando. That is the Girl Power Show. So it's an all-female event. Very big bikini event. It's going to be bikini, also Masters Bikini. It's a national qualifier. It's IFBB and NPC. So ladies, whether you're amateur or pro, come check out this event. Again, it's in Orlando, and that's going to be April 27th. After that, another Klash show. May 25th. The NPC IFBB Pro leads Klash. You guys always hear the Klash. These are all Klash series shows. That's in Orlando, Florida. That's May 25th. Again, it's a national qualifier for bikini and Masters Bikini. So whether you're a pro or amateur, do this show. Also, ladies, if you're NPC Bikini and you want to become a pro, I challenge you to do one of these shows just so you can see the other girls at the pro level, so you can see how you match up, and just to give you guys, just to give you a little bit added motivation. So on the men's shows, when there's men's bodybuilding and they have NPC and pro, I encourage the men to do the same thing. Shout out to my boy Fonzo. Fonzo, a local guy here in Florida, he used to do the pro show. He used to do the NPC shows, and he would stack up, look just as big as the pro guys. So ladies, you can do the same thing. That's May 25th, 2024, back in Orlando. After that, this is the last Klash show we have, November 2nd right back in Orlando, the NPC Clash. This is the All-South Championship Series. So All-South Championship, November 2nd. What's good about this show is you could do this show, then after the show you can go eat Thanksgiving a few weeks later. So a lot of times the shows end up like right after Thanksgiving, so a lot of the competitors can't eat. What's good about this show is after the show's over, depending on what you decide to do, you might be able to go chow down a couple weeks later. But that's November 2nd, 2024, National Qualifier. And this one is Women's Physique, Open, and Masters. So ladies, physique, that's one of my favorite female categories. I like figure. I like them all. I mean, not so much bikini as much, but I like women's physique. So this is going to be a great show. It's open nationwide. It's a national qualifier. So you don't have to live in Florida to do this show. You can live in Texas, California. You could fly out for the weekend, hang out in Orlando, Disney World, all that stuff after you do the show. So that's the last thing we have on the schedule right now, November 2nd, Clash. If anything else comes up during the schedule, I'll let you guys know. If you guys tune in every week, check us out on Facebook, check us out on Instagram, check us out on Twitter, TikTok, and also Facebook. This is the mainstream Facebook that I'm talking to you guys on right now. And also hit the bell on YouTube so you're notified. And the last thing is the podcast. So if you guys are sick of looking at my face, you just want to listen to me, whether you're driving or working, you can check out the podcast. I've done about 200 episodes. You can listen to all of them on there. So if you ever missed anything during the show, you want to go back and watch it again, click the link in my bio on my Instagram, or also you can check out the podcast on any just Google Titan Medical Podcast. You can see it come up on there. I'm going to check real quick to make sure I don't have anybody else. Let's see. I want to make sure I get all these questions before I get out of here. Noel Torres, shout out to Noel Torres, first time viewer. Real good content. Keep up the good work. I appreciate it. What's up, Kimbo Slice? Yeah, you. Got another guy said Tampa, Google Slice. I'm in Tampa. I can go easily. Yeah, DNC Ken, if you want to come down and grab these tickets, Festivals of Speed tickets right here. I got 3 right here, and I got more up front. So if you guys need them, come down 912 Channelside Drive. That's pretty much it for this year, or this week, I should say. See you guys next week at Titan Lifestyle. Have a safe week, and I will see you guys Sunday at the Festivals of Speed.